welcome back to Napoleon Total War 3 with this Bavarian campaign. So I was a bit back and forth whether I was going to go south or whether I was going to go north, but I decided that I was going to go north because I think that Mecklenburg is probably a better province to take, or a better town to take, than Zagreb, Croatia. Now this province does have a college, which would do me very well to control that. So we might see if I have money to send another army down here to seize it, but I'm pretty sure there's a full stack guarding it, so it's gonna be quite difficult for me. Instead, what I did was I went with my army north, and I've got the cavalry now, and I've got some other stuff, like I've got these this big Jaeger Battalion. These guys are pretty formidable though. They have quite a formidable force with really good accuracy all around for their troops, compared to mine, which have, I would say, an average... I mean, my good troops have 21, but I'd say we average about 18 maybe, if we sort of do the math on that. And the Mecklenburg normal line infantry has 21. And 20. This unit has 30. 26 for the grenadiers, and they've got lots of them. Lots of cannons. So it's definitely going to be a difficult battle. But you know what? With that said, there is nothing for it. Let's go bold and claim victory. So one could go ahead and attack this one, because I think it has less cannons. But the thing is, if I do that, then we'll have to fight two battles. So it's better if I try to strike to actually take control of the town rather than to fight that army. However, of course, they go ahead and intercept me, which actually works out better for me, because now I can take out the armies one by one, so I don't have to face a superior force. Now I am the superior force. This force consists a lot of these Jaeger battalions and light infantry, which we should be able to just run over. And then they've got some 6-pounders, one 12-pounder. Shouldn't be that hard, so yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and take on the first battle here for Mecklenburg. And so we have arrived on the battlefield. We're kind of split by high ground right in between us, so I don't have really a good place to place my artillery, so the idea is to move them forwards up here when I actually get a good shot. This battalion right here, or this brigade, is going to move, trying to claim the hill. I've got my flanking brigade right here, similar to what I tried to do against the Russians. This time I have augmented the force, or added on 2 units of dragoons, and then we have the elite Königsdragoon, or actually they're not dragoon, they're Chevaliers. It's going to be moved around, so the König unit, and we got 1 brigade up here. 1 unit in reserve. I've got my Jaeger Battalion ready to move up through the forest, and Bob's your uncle. Let's go. We're going to start by moving that up. I'm going to move the cannons up to a position where they are they actually get to fire at the enemy. So I think there is enough, and there's a lot of cannon shots coming in here really close to the general, so I'm just going to move him away. Battalion moving forward, horse moving forward, claim the hill. Have my elite flanking battalion move into their flanking position. The 2 dragoons claiming the flank. Looks like a lot of units. I was worried about that. 1 shot went through, killed the entire cannon. Right, that wasn't too nice, but that's what happens sometimes. So the Jaeger Battalion will set up here. Oh, maybe you can deploy before you retreat. No. Right. My cannons are gone. Not that I think that mattered too much. Gonna tell these guys to already kind of start to swing around there, and instead of being the guard for the cannons, you're now the guard for the Jaeger Battalion. Most of the infantry seem to shift to over here. The thing is to... Who's shooting already? Ah. The Jaeger Battalion has opened up on the cannons. And I think, given that there's no one really there, I can probably have my cavalry sweep in and take them out. I want my infantry on the hill before the enemy gets there. Oh, they're kind of set up for massive failure. I've got this, these 2 brigades, 3 brigades, count this one, all moving into the flank as it looks like the enemy is trying to draw its line across here. And let's gain hella ground and smite them. Okay, the Mecklenburg Hussars and most of the rest of their infantry has been spotted. Probably gonna incur quite heavy casualties here. Massive casualties to be precise. Those Jaegers are so bloody overpowered. Like, we didn't stand a chance there. Right, I want these troops forward. Both these units suffered heavy casualties and were broken and sent away. Light infantry to the front. We're still gonna hold kind of around this area. We're ready for the cavalry to sweep in from the flank. Get the Jaeger Battalion. And let's see if I can get all my line infantry now across here. What do we have back here? The 2 cannons and the general. I don't dare move any of those. The square was broken. Probably due to a lot of very effective rifle fire. The brigade that I told to get on the hill seems to have rallied at this point. So at least I've got that. And we broke down that Hussar unit and moving forward. Oh, what are you doing? Right. Move around. And then sweep into the side. I want my dragoons to come sweeping in as well. Let's see if we can get rid of most of these light infantry units. Oh shit. Charging now is a stupid mistake. Fall back and you need to regroup. You might very well rout. Try to reorganize you. Okay, as the cavalry now is going at them from the front, we need to, or from the side I should say, should be a high time for us to move up the line infantry to make sure that we can keep this momentum up. Get really close and start punishing these bastards. Massive cavalry fight over here. Slowly breaking down their line infantry. So the enemy is taking quite a bit of casualty from musket fire at the same time as my cavalry is sweeping in. The general got caught in the whirlwind of hot lead. And we can see how I quickly kind of have surrounded them. We do have something over here, and we do have that cavalry unit. I'm just going to form you into square just because. And then we're going to see about advancing our positions on the enemy. They formed square right in front of the Jaeger Battalion. But then again, what are they to do? They're completely surrounded, and the cavalry is riding them all down. There's just a really tiny square in the middle. Trying to hold on. Let's have the cavalry move out of that now. Right, everyone forward on the march. The last remnants of the enemy is these two Jaeger battalions, which are leaving the field at this point. Oh, we have someone rallying over here. Feels like they are gonna route to pretty soon as well. Why don't you man that cannon, and maybe you can move somewhere over there just to have the general and that organized. 2 units this way, trying to scout that guy. And then the rest, see if we can chase down the enemy. We'll have one cavalry unit going this way. And I won that within 10 minutes. Which is kind of a surprise. But then again, it's exactly the kind of tactic I needed to use, since the enemy had the fire superiority over me. And I wouldn't have been able to withstand a prolonged shootout with the enemy.
The men are fatigued, sir, and must
Not entirely sure why I bother even with cannons at this point. I only shoot my own. Cavalry is rather tired, but it is the elite cavalry. So they were able to go through. And these kind of almost just broke as they reached the Mecklenburg line. And there we have it. The road to the city is clear, but now we have to take on the city as well. Let's go back to the campaign map and see how our situation has improved. And here we have the statistics of the battle. So it did pretty well. 800 men lost, compared to the enemy lost 2,300, leaving only 400, around 500 of them remaining. They probably retreat so far away that we're not going to see them. My dragoons were the ones who did the most. And then we've got the Jaeger Battalion and one of the light units. Highest losses was incurred by a Bavarian line infantry unit. However, as we can see, I didn't actually lose that many men. But given that the battle was only about 10 minutes, it's quite high. And, you know, those small... I wouldn't call them battalions. The companies really tore us up. Like, There are 100 men, but at least half the bullets make their way to the target. Now, there are at really close range, but still, that's a lot. And I like how they retreated to the other side of the river, so they won't be part in the final battle here. As we take on the proper province. So this battle, I mean, the other one I think was 50-50. This one puts me at a major disadvantage. So, and that is true also, because this is a lot stronger force than the other one. So Mecklenburg Line Infantry, really good. It says the Confederate of the Rhine State. These units are recruited from Saxony and Hesse, which is interesting, since those provinces are no longer under they're under the control of me and France. It's going to be a very tough fight. Those grenadiers going to be tough to deal with, and also the cannons, and also everything. Right. Yes. Let's not go ahead and dilly-dally and fight this battle, shall we? Our wonderful deployment zone. We are able to attack the enemy from two sides. We're able to deploy it in an L shape while they are in this little square in the middle. It's going to be hard to dislodge them out of the forest. But we've got great open ground on the right to them, where they hopefully place their cannons. I get to start controlling this very large hill. It's going to place our cannons. So on this side I've got one brigade, the Königs. We've got one larger brigade of 4 units, and we've got the Jaeger Battalion, the General, the cannons and so forth. And over here I've got the light battalion, or the light brigade. I've got the elite brigade, and I've got 2 units of dragoons. So with that said, let's go ahead and start this. Gonna start by rolling up the cannons, and then we're gonna have these guys sort of in the dead ground behind the hill. We're gonna have these guys advance towards here with the cavalry coming up behind. Jaeger Battalion moving into the forest. General can stay where he is. And then the elites and the light will be coming in from the enemy's back. Well, we complete the tactic of surrounding them with the dragoons. See if we can get these cannons into good positions, overlooking the enemy's spawn. Okay, this is not great. Not great at all. The enemy is very quickly to zero in on some of my more vulnerable units. Oh shit, this is not happening just at one place. This is happening at multiple places. If you can hurry to safety. Shit. Please save my cannons. Cannon crew, please retire into the squares. God damn it. We have spotted unit of grenadiers. And he gets us in a quite bad situation here. However, he's heavily outnumbered. Well, it looks like they just drew a line through the map, which is really not what they normally do they? Okay, we're gonna hold back a bit because I need to go back and take a look at what's going on my hill. So very quickly, we lost our cannons, and not entirely sure if we're gonna get them all back. We did, but damn, that did not go well. This unit's probably gonna come back. I'm just gonna move these guys in front of here, and then we'll. These guys just came back, and so did the cavalry on the other side. Let's draw the units closer together here and prepare for them to come at us, and then deal with what's going on here. So these, dealing with these. The lights need to come closer as they are the flanking unit. For now the enemy is just holding its position. I was expecting to be completely just swarmed by howitzer shells. As the enemy has 2 units here, I think we got a pretty good chance to take these 2 units out without too much problem, as they are they're on their own and they're facing a lot more troops. Why aren't you firing? I'm sending forwards these dragoons to come in, sweep away those guys. Oh, we're under fire here. Gonna have to pull these guys back, but I will be able to devastate these units. Have the light infantry move up. Cavalry swiping into these. Oh, it's the Grenadier Guard. But as long as I hold these guys from actually shooting anything. Ah, shit! The entire all the enemy units are moving this way now. So that's not great. At least my main line is not under attack, so I don't have to deal with two flanks fighting on multiple areas. This Grenadier Guard unit's not going to stand for long, given the amount of bloody firepower we're putting down on him. But oh, they're back to confident, even though we put down so much fire on them. And now these guys are coming in, more guard units. Right. With that, oh, you stupid little Jaeger Battalion. Right, they're charging us. I want the infantry to retreat. See if you can charge that guy down. And I think we got these guys just at the right position I was about to say. Just because of the angle of the hill there. But no, didn't really work out the way I wanted it. Gonna have to retreat back. See about setting these guys up to properly fight the enemy. We got high grounds around here. See if the enemy wants to meet us out on the high ground. Since they moved away from here, I'm wondering if I can move through and see about finding some cannons and getting rid of them. Given that the enemy had so many good units, I'm surprised they have elected to use them so poorly. And they left their cannons without any guards. Interestingly how passive the enemy is. They're just allowing me to slowly just destroy them. This is going to be dangerous. The Jaeger Battalion coming up into the flank of this light infantry unit. We definitely need aid over here. These guys are back. Even though I would like to just ride up all those cannons, this cavalry unit is definitely needed over here. Ooh, we pushed a lot of deadly fire here, but I can imagine it's probably friendly fire. They got that unit killed. Losing tons of men here. See if I can quickly get the cavalry unit here. A combined charge for multiple areas could break these guys down. It's going to take a while from the cavalry unit to get here though, unfortunately. I kind of want to charge already, but there is a grenadier unit and so forth down there. It is rather dangerous. My cavalry is closing in at this point. Let's gain some ground. They're not too happy with their situation. Charge up these guys' flank. And before these guys know what's hit them, got massive charge going on. The grenadier unit was able to fire, but as we can see, they did not stand. And we will continue through. Just continue down the hill until you reach the city. It's probably time though to regain control of the units. Get them the hell out of there. Right, with that, they're kind of spent. We kind of spent our force in more ways than one. So I'm gonna advance these guys. And we're going to use these guys to break them from the front now. These guys must be really tired at this point. What I could do is, if the enemy really wants to chase me, we can set up around this building.
We have taken a building, sir.
Should be quite good. Really good defensible position. However, the enemy will have the high ground above this. As we're moving forward, that cavalry unit is showing its... damn, they've still got 4 units on that side. Thing is, there's only cannons here. I think if we focus on going through here to deal with them, I think that could work. They thought they could Come and ambush us from the back. Cavalry versus cavalry. Ooh, line units. Grenadiers. Right. Interline. Right. That looks good. We beat back the enemy over here. I think there's nothing really they're moving forwards. So the line infantry will go like that. Jaeger Battalion advance towards enemy cannons. These guys have been sent off, so the Koenig unit does not need to chase them. Let's go over here and see what's going on. Really bad as I forgot to move these guys. However, as we can see, the enemy has just moved into the range of the house. The 2 light units are the ones that will hold here, and then the 3 infantry units will move around here. As we can see that the enemy is just moving around the house. So light units to the front. Oh, they're charging in through the back door now. And it's the Grenadier Guard. And I have a light unit inside. That's not gonna go well. What are you idiots doing? I never ordered you to do that. Shit. At the same time, the bloody heavy Mecklenburg units breaking up my flank. The Jaeger Battalion moved just straight onto the general and straight onto those other targets. Cavalry, can you try and hide in the forest for a bit? And hopefully we'll just hold. We lost the house. Right, the enemy is coming right out of the house. So let's form up. See if we can shoot them down. And if not, we'll have try to have the Grenadiers go ahead and charge in and retake the house.
Our men are running for.
There's loads of enemies there. Oh, what's that? Oh, it sounded like they were charging in from the flank. Ooh, now these guys are gonna go for it. Why are you... I have not ordered you to move, goddammit. They have 2 units inside. 2 guard grenadiers, I believe. We have a chance to change... Oh shit, back to this side. They've got a really good position firing down on us here. And firing down on my general, which is right next to the enemy general.
Our men are running for.
Ah shit. See if I can capture the house. I'll order my grenadiers to charge in. It's a little bit late, but I'm hoping should be able to kill off those guys. Oh, light unit is back. It doesn't matter that much that this is like a do or die kind of scenario. If maybe we can get canister flying this way. and you can come
We've
this
taken
way.
the buildings up.
We took the house. And we'll order them to set up within the house and start shooting down the enemy. And we do have units rallying here. And then back to the main line. My men are quite well covered within the forest. Oh, these guys were broken by the
Now they must break.
by the bloody cannons. Nice. Koenig will continue on those grenadiers. Now this side can sweep up again. Ooh, I would have needed the general to support that. Try to gain ground while that charge goes on. We do still have something out there. Oh
Our
shit.
men are running, sir.
Hold your fire, switch to round shot and fire. Grenadiers still control the house, and they were actually victorious in this area, which is nice. Right, the Koenig cavalry was sent away, but so was also most of the enemy infantry. And right now it looks pretty good. We have something... General staff back, but they're kind of pointless as the general has died. Wait, what are they firing from? How does that work? Get rid of them. We're about to get flanked by this unit. Could I possibly just charge them down? We'll have the general in close support. The Jaeger Battalion did its job. Let's go ahead and get rid of those guys. We might actually need you to join the rest of the fight, even though you're like completely broken up. The charge was successful, and the charge will continue. On to the next unit. The Jaeger Battalion is getting rid of the cannons. And with the support of their legendary general, the Bavarian troops pile on and break the Mecklenburgens, the Burger people. With these guys being more or less spent in terms of being tired and so forth, it's kind of up to these guys to continue the charge. Okay, get rid of the last one over there. And then you guys can kind of start marching over here. So what we have left is this one line unit. Can my cannons actually fire here and focus in? Are they shooting for my general? Can we just get rid of that once and for all? Oh, the Jaeger Battalion was broken by the cannon crew. Great. And now those guys hopefully finally gone. The enemy's kind of marching. Oh, I think they're actually chasing down my general. Which, you know what? That works perfectly well for me. If they intend to just march in and get shot to pieces, which they are right now. I doubt these guys will stand for very much longer. And then it will only be that artillery unit. We've got one unit up here still fighting. And then we have that one. If I can get the cannons to focus in there. And the artillery crew is gone. And we're unlikely to see them again. A very dangerous campaign, but we did it. We were successful. And I like how they decide to make the almost the perfect target for us to fire at. They're gone, but something is back. So 9 infantry units from over here. Keep breaking them and they keep coming back. I thought this battle was over a long time ago. But the bastards keep on coming. 93 men think they have what was necessary to stop us from taking over this region. Can bloody well outrange us as well. Right. There's no way they can possibly think that they're gonna win this at this point. And I was just about to say victory, but no. We have a unit over here that we need to deal with, which have just been standing here facing the wrong way. That once this one's gone, then finally... Oh, there's actually 2 of them. You know what? We will hold here and wait for them to cross over the crest of the hill. Oh, they intend to charge us? Or for a little second they was, before they decided they were probably gonna shoot us down instead. But we got firing first. And finally, I can call victory now. Nice. However, army very much depleted, but then again I took on about 5,000 something Mecklenburgians in these 2 battles of my 3,000 men army, and the enemy had superior everything almost. But we took the town! Yes! Right, let's go on to the campaign map and take a look at what we have achieved. As it turns out, we lost about half our force, but the enemy lost everything. Oh, 1 unit seemed to have been lost. 1 of my dragoons were lost to the point where it was completely destroyed, but you can see I've got a lot of chevron for this army at this point. Very nice, especially for this unit. Who killed the most? It wasn't actually that big of a kill count for all the units. I'm not entirely sure how. These guys got 300. And the Grenadiers got 300. And occupy peacefully. Mecklenburg is ours. And he gained a grasp of shovel, so extra points when besieging. Be able to replenish our force here. We took over a major port of Wismar. And we've got some pastures that will... I mean, I can't recruit cavalry here anyways. The thing is, now we're in sort of jumping distance of going against Sweden. So I'm wondering... Oh, they've got a fort here. Got massive roads. Army staff colleges and whatnot. Yeah, we probably don't want to try to go all the way to Sweden. What we would want to do is continue along this route here. Through the Prussians. And see if we can't deal some damage to them alongside the French. And then possibly having a second army going down to take Croatia. And then see, by breaking the alliance between Amsterdam and Oldenburg. And taking Oldenburg for ourselves. And then maybe see if we can switch some regions with France. Like I could trade certain regions. Like it would be really nice if I actually could get Hanover, because then I would have kind of an unbroken line in between my territories. However, I'm not entirely sure if we can get through this forest. And this is only actually connected to this bridge here and this bridge here. But yeah, let's not prolong this episode as it's been long enough with these two battles. But that was a major victory, taking Mecklenburg, and is probably going to be increasing our wealth quite a bit. So hurrah to me! With that said, hopefully you guys enjoy this, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye!